Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dynasty390 here. Welcome back to another MLB 18 The Show Dynasty video. Today I'm going over how to do the Immortals. It's the big thing this year is Immortals. In case you don't have the game yet, or you're just kind of wondering how to unlock Babe Ruth, Chipper Jones, Piazza, Jackie Robinson, Pujols, already said Griffey, Gibson, Ripken, Chipper Jones already mentioned, Seaver, Nolan Ryan, Billy Wagner, Goose Gossage. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. This is a grind. If you guys want to do it, it's not something you can just put like a couple $100s on, open some packs, and get them. That's not how you do it. I will explain how to do not every single one of them, because each of them will have a little different nuances, but basically the gist of how to do it. Now, some of these, I'm going to start from Immortals and work the way down. You'll understand what I'm getting at in a minute if you don't already know. So, let's start at Immortals. So here's Babe Ruth. You want to get yourself Babe Ruth. Well, go along on the game. Immediately, you get this Impact veteran from 1935 Babe Ruth back with the Boston Braves. As you can see, that's the card. He's 40, allegedly 215 pounds. Add like 30 to that. Anywho, you get that for just being 0% on this mission. So get that, you get yourself the Babe Ruth. That will be needed towards some of this. Like as you can see, I used him in a game and I hit a home run with him. You need to get 90 plate appearances, 5 runs, 15 hits, a home run, 15 ribbies. You do that, you get 10% towards this. The Immortal Babe Ruth, 10%, 1/10 of it just from doing that. As you can see, this is all the stuff you get. The one thing I really like about this is you get different versions of them. So you get a Babe Ruth rookie card. This is a pitcher. You get yourself pitcher Babe Ruth, but like you get you get the 50%. You get an all-star version of Babe Ruth. Still a really good card, not an amazing card. Still a very good card. And then if you get this is another pitching one. But you get like different versions of the card. Babe Ruth is kind of a bad example because you get pitching versions. If you really want the hitting one, like you're gonna have to get the Immortal or the All-Star from at 50%. But you also get packs and other stuff throughout the whole process. So, like I said, most of these will require you to use the original player that you get. Some of them you get them at 10%. Like Jackie Robinson, you unlock at 10% of the mission. Now, are you wondering how do you get to that 10%? This is where it gets like you work your way down. There's two ways of doing it, or there's multiple ways, excuse me, 2 ways at the top. Chase Utley Program Souvenir, which I'm going to get to in a second, and this is a coming soon. This program will be released in the future, which means we can't do it now. So each of those give you 20%. Those two combined give you 20, so that's 20, that's 40, that's 60, that's 65, that's 85, that's 95, that's 100%. So they actually give you more than 100%, like 105% chance. 105% towards it, which is kind of weird unless I did the math incorrectly. But so these are different things you can do. So to get that 10%, you can exchange second baseman. You can do a jersey exchange. You can do a hat exchange, and these have to be Dodger hats because it's Jackie Robinson's a Dodger. It has to be Dodger jerseys. I don't have any. You have to exchange a bunch of them. You have to get 15,000 points worth of jerseys. Each one of these, the diamond jerseys, are worth 775. So you have to do basically 20 of these diamond jerseys. And those go for a good amount. Hats. I have 2 hats. If I put both of them towards it, it is 1%. Now you're wondering, how do I get these hats? How do I get these jerseys? You can buy them on the auction house, or you can get them in packs. Each pack contains one like collectible, which is like a jersey or a hat, or I think you can get. I don't know if you can get bobbleheads. You can get signed balls as well. So. Like, you can exchange second baseman. You can do this. And then, like I said, there's missions. So, that's one way of getting them. So, like I mentioned before, and I'll show it on this one, because I showed you in the Jackie Robinson, you had to do the Chase Utley program. You have to get the souvenir from that. Babe Ruth, you have to do Billy Williams. Mike Piazza, you have to do Gary Carter. For Pujols, you got to do Paul Molitor. So, these are down here. So, there's Chase Utley. There's Paul Molitor. Where is... Did we already go by the first one that we saw? I think we did. Yeah, Billy Williams right here. Actually, I think they go directly, like, they line up. So, like, Ruth with Williams, Robinson with Utley. So, they line up. So, you have to get the souvenir from Billy Williams. So, you're like, okay, so how do you get this souvenir? You got to finish Billy Williams. So, at 50%, you get this Billy Williams card. At 50%, you get this card. At 90% of on doing this Billy Williams, you get a 90 overall Billy Williams. That's a really good card. Kind of wish the speed was a little higher, the fielding was a little higher, but that's a very good hitter right there, Billy Williams. And then so you get the player at 90%, you get the souvenir at 100, which is cool. So if you never finish the program, at least you're gonna get yourself a 90 overall if you get 90%. So you're wondering now, how do I get the percent of these? You got to do You have to get a souvenir for Chris Hesse, Seth Smith, and Ryan Rayburn. Each of those is 5%. You got to unlock the Impact Veteran Billy Williams to do these missions right here. So acquire Impact Veteran Billy Williams to do this mission. Now, how do you get that? You got to get to 15% of this career arc for Billy Williams. So you have to get to 15% of it. Each of these are 5%. So you have to do these 3 souvenirs. I'll get to these souvenirs in a second, but you have to do these first. So you can't just start off by doing Billy Williams. And then you get to do this mission, that's 10%. You have to get the Hardware Legend for the Rookie of the Year, which is this one right here at 50%. You then have to do some missions for that. And then with the All-Star version is this card. So the last piece of the Billy Williams will be this right here, All-Star Williams. You have to do stats, which we don't know yet because I haven't unlocked them, but that gives you from the 90%, that's 10%, that gives you to the 100%. So you can tally 10 home runs to left fielders, legend left fielders, excuse me. So if you have any legend left fielders, which are just any retired players, it can be common, bronze, silver, gold, diamond. That gives you 25%. Exchanging left fielders, that gives you 5%. Do a jersey exchange, that's 5%, and that's for Cubs and the hats. So I guess you don't have to technically do these programs first, but you will have to get them done. I mean, if you just have legend left fielders, I already have one. I think I used that Babe Ruth, that bronze Babe Ruth. I hit a home run with them. That's one of those. That gives you 25%. So once I get 10 home runs with legend left fielders, that's going to give me this Billy Williams and almost this universal profile pack and halfway to this gold one. So it is wise to use legends for that. So now you're wondering, where are these Chris Hesse, Seth Smith, and Ryan Rayburn missions? Let's scroll down a little bit, and you're going to find positions here. So let's find those 3 players. Alright, there's Chris Hesse, Ryan Rayburn, and Seth Smith, the 3 left fielders. You have to finish these. You have to get, so you get the player at 50%, you get the souvenir at 100%. So look at Billy Williams, you get the player at 90%, now you get the player at 50%, but you don't get the souvenir, the collectible needed for the next arc until you get 100%. So you're wondering, Dynasty, how do you get the 100% or the 50%? There's 3 things you got to do. Now, to get the player, you have to do 3 things. Exchange the position, so left fielders. Exchange Reds for this. He's a red Reds road hat and a Reds road jersey. You have to do these 3 things to get the player. As you can see, once you have the player in one game, you have to get 2 hits in a run, and then that gives you, if you can see in the bottom right, it gives you 50% of what's needed. But you can see the player requires 50%, so the other 50%, you have to do these 3 things first. So before I can get this bronze breakout Chris Hesse, or Heasley, I probably butchered his name, you have to exchange left fielders, which is, it's not much. Like, it's very small. Like, I could exchange Jesse Winker and Travis Janikowski, and that gives me enough of it. Actually, let's do, let's exchange some players so I can get this, so you guys can see. Here we go. So we're going to exchange those players. Boom. We get 25 XP. We're now at 30% of this mission. We're still not at 50. We need the other 20%, and you get 10% for each of these. Exchange of Rhodes red hat, which I don't have. I can go buy one. Unfortunately, you can't just click like X here and buy it. You have to go manually to the store and get it, or to your collection and get it. And exchange of Reds Rhodes jersey, which I don't have that either. If I do both of those, that gives you the 50%. I then unlock the player. With the player, I then have to get 2 hits in 1 run in 1 game. It excludes casual, play with friends, and extra innings. So you can do conquest, play online, offline, play versus CPU. It could be one of those. You do that, you're going to get this souvenir. And that's 1/3 of the souvenirs needed for Billy Williams. There's the souvenir right there. Then you have to do the same thing with Seth Smith and Ryan Rayburn, and that gives you the 15%. So that's how you do it. You have to basically do that for each one. So you can kind of, depending if you're in the long run or not, maybe figure out what career arc you want to focus on first. Try to get that career arc. Like, if you really want this Hanley Ramirez at shortstop, which looks really good at short, and then get him, and then maybe in the future be like, alright, I want to get Cal Ripken. I'm assuming Cal Ripken's tied to him. Yep. That will help you for Cal Ripken. It is a grind. This is a massive grind, guys. You can see, you basically have to do all, if you want all those Immortals, you have to do all of these all of these, I'm not sure what exactly they call them in this, just the player, the catcher, player specific arcs, I guess, and then you have to do the career arcs for these players, and then the Immortals, and that's how you get them. It is a very long process, but it rewards the grinds, rewards you playing. I like that. It rewards you for playing the game. It doesn't just say, because it could be a cop out. They could just say, you want this, you have to have like these high overalls where you just buy packs. There's literally, you don't have to buy any packs. You do have to spend some packs to get either some players or some of those collectibles, but they're not that bad. A lot of it is just you playing the game, which is great. So I hope that explained it out as well as I could. Just going through it all. Basically, you work your way down. You start with these catchers. If you want to do the catcher Piazza, you start with these, and then you have to go to the Gary Carter, and then once you finish the Gary Carter, then you work on Piazza. But you can work on Piazza in the meantime with specific things. Like you can see right here, if I want to work towards 20% of Piazza, with catchers, I have to tally doubles, home runs, and RBIs. That will give me 20%. I can exchange catchers, but that you guys saw how many it takes. It takes so much. I don't think I have any like gold catchers. I think I don't even have any silver catchers. So like I can treat like a bronze. This bronze catcher is not even. These three bronze catchers is 1% of the exchange of catchers. That's gonna take a lot. So I guess that will be kind of like, it helps if you buy packs. But that's something over time. That may be one of the last things you do while throughout the year you buy packs or get cards. Same with the jersey exchange. Luckily, Piazza played for a bunch of teams, so there's more of them to collect. So like for him, that's good. Same with the hats. And like some of these you don't unlock. If it has a question mark, it means you don't unlock it until you unlock the specific player on this. So either the All-Star or the, where was the other one? I thought there was a breakout. Maybe not. I guess it's only the All-Star for him. So, but I do like the fact that 50% you do get a better version of the card you already have. It's not as good as the Immortal, but it's a good card. Like this Piazza is a really freaking good catcher. Other than the Immortal catcher, this might be one of the best catchers in the game. That's a really good catcher, guys. So I hope this helped you out. If it did, do me a solid, drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you later, boys. Take it easy.